think it started off as let's get together and write with some friends, and then the journey came on as, well, what would we do with the money? So then it was like, we're seeing this poverty, money, poverty, I wonder what we can do. So it wasn't like you set out to build up a charity or to be charity workers, leaders, whatever that is. It's more a case of, like you say, what have we got in our hands? What have we got together?
Yeah.
And that's where God calls you to, to use that. And we're just doing the best we can with what we've got.
What could we do if we actually got in the same room for a whole week and wrote songs? And I think that we talked about it and thought, could it work? I don't know whether it will. It's a massive experiment. What if we come out with no songs?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a waste of time and money, and that would be a terrible shame, but let's just go for it. And I made a couple of calls. First one to Matt Redman, second one to Darlene Check. And I got past like the first sentence and they're like, no, I'm in. And everybody that we rang was like, I'm in, I'll be there in Scotland. Feeling a bit nervous.
Okay.
Apparently the first vehicle is on its way from Edinburgh. It's all very exciting and we're all standing around like excited little schoolboys trying to look cool and in control, but we're actually a little bit nervous. But oh, here it comes. Oh, don't mess up, boys.
Come on! Sorry, buddy. Oh, I love it. Great to see you. You too, bro.
I know that as we've been travelling as a band, we're seeing some amazing things, some things that are difficult to take in, some very poor situations, so many situations of injustice. And I think in our conversations we just want to do something about it.
In our kitchen. I know it, yeah.
So we're holed up here in Scotland for a week. We're going to try and write some songs, and ultimately, if those songs are any good, which I'm hoping they will be, that they should raise some money, and not just like for 2 years, but for the life of the songs, for the next 200 years.
Loch Tay. Is that right? Loch Tay. Loch Tay. Yes, in Scotland.
We're at a hotel sort of come training centre owned by a friend of mine called Jim McNeish, and he is he's like a coach to corporate teams and businesses and stuff like that.
Matt Redman? Yeah, I could.
Too much stuff in it. Hopefully my battery's not going to run out before we sing this.
Yeah.
You know what? Could we go first so we don't forget?
Come on then.
I can't quite believe it still that everybody's flying in today. It's amazing.
Well, I know Michael W. Smith's here.
I'm here. Documenting them walking.
Zoom in on this guy.
Okay.
This is my Scotland look.
Israel Houghton is coming in any minute.
See if this works.
And Andy Park.
Hello.
Tim?
Well, yeah, we've got Tim Hughes.
I'm making coffee. It's like Starbucks, but better.
I've made a little bit of a hash of it. So people like to stay out.
We've got Matt Redman is coming in.
We're gonna build this. Should we go for the verse?
All right, first. All right. Makes sense.
We didn't have time to rehearse. Well, I've got a few moves later on in the song.
Paul Balouche is coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Scotland.
Graham Kendrick, the grandfather.
That flat seven shine down on me. Flat seven down on me.
Is that what it is? I never gave a name to that.
Keep it
I
singing.
knew something was flat in there.
There was a
Darlene Check.
So excited.
You're looking better.
And Stu G is already here.
So that's my king is really a perfect punchline for the build up.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, Michael's going to sit at the piano for a day. He's going to do all the music, and then Graham's going to come in on the last day and write all the lyrics.
And you all have a holiday.
And the rest of us are just going to chill out. So they're the guys that it's all hinging on. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an experiment, a massive experiment, because I mean, I've only ever written with 1 or 2 people in a room together, but here we've got 12 people. So we're going to split into groups. I don't know. We're just going to see how it goes. It's quite exciting though, because you feel a little bit vulnerable, a little bit nervous, a little bit like we're right out on the end of the diving board here.
That ribbon.
Hey!
Hey. This team 2?
Team 2, yeah.
Come on the Brits.
Michael W. Ah. Woo!
It was the time limits. That was what was killing me. It was like you had 2 hours, and then after 2 hours you've got to come back to the room with everyone and play what you've got. The first session I got put in a room with Stephen Curtis Chapman and Michael W. Smith, and those guys hadn't written a song together for 15 years, and we'd never all been in a room together, and we just started talking for a while, and we were really meant to be writing songs, but we were just chatting around, and then we spent the next hour panicking. We've got to go and meet with everyone in an hour, what have we got? But in the process of the chat we had, Michael was talking about this idea of being highly favoured, and we kind of settled on that would be a great theme, and so an hour later, everyone's piling in the room, and we have this chorus, and we're standing by the piano where everyone comes in trying to write the verse, so we're not going to look too stupid.
And we actually
The verse was about
4 minutes ago. So
40 seconds ago, you did.
Who I have become in you is grace beyond all measure. In the light of who you are, why would you draw me near? Mercy and mercy, meet me in this moment. How can it be that I have been chosen by the King? There's no greater honor, there's no greater treasure than to be loved and known by you. I'm highly favored, I'm highly
There's always that thing of, oh, what happens if we don't come up with anything? I think the interesting thing is, I'm almost scared that we'll come up with loads of stuff that isn't that stuff that's going to help people worship. You know, it could be easy just to come away with competent songs, but what we're praying for is something much more special than that. Songs which are going to shake and shape people's lives.
The exercise is this, is that people share their piece of work and then everybody else comments on it as if those people aren't here. And the reason for it, the purpose behind it, is so that you can't keep dragging it back into the justifications you came up with as a group of 3, because you'll create your own world around it, your own thing, and you'll want to keep, but you've got to just listen to everybody talking and building it, and then we hand back to the 3 and then we comment. Okay, so it's called moral gossip, because you're gossiping to their face.
When we take it further, I wouldn't mind moving a little bit away from that, you know, the kind of gentle Jesus, meek and mild type vibe of it. And then the only other comment that I would say is that, you know, I am highly favored. I totally, utterly get that, but some people couldn't sing that.
Or maybe the second verse even addresses that struggle within to feel that love and be able to sing that, and then kind of the chorus song is, okay, I'm going to do it.
Sometimes in order to reach your identity and make peace with that, you have to say something and confess something over yourself that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily say. So I see the good in that, I agree with Tim.
The thing I was really impressed with was everyone's honesty. Felt like people were very upfront, which is great. Because nothing worse than everyone being very polite and kind of, oh, it's a wonderful song, and da-da, because you don't feel you're getting anywhere. But everyone could be really open, honest, encouraging, but also, what about this? And not sure I like that. So it really helped develop songs.
One thing you find is that when there is a real strength in a song, that's echoed through several people in the room. And when there's definite weakness in the song as well, several people pick up on the same thing. And so it's a, learning by consensus kind of process.
What happened, and I loved watching about the third song, everybody started saying, what we ought to do is, and suddenly the ownership was us, and not what you guys should do is, but it became a we. And I know this is going to go down as one of the most memorable weeks I've ever had.
We are one in you, let the song go around the world.
I've done a lot of co-writing, but this by far is the most unique gathering ever. And I think it's because, immediately we all are able to come in and lay down every defense, every wall, every ownership. Well, I need to do it like this because my publishing needs, and all that kind of stuff. This is just like, we were all I can only speak for myself, but I know I speak for many others when I say, when I heard about this a year ago, I said, okay, I'm so there, whatever it takes.
I was just looking around the room the other day thinking, this is some of my favourite people in the world. We're getting to spend 5 days together, worship together, study scripture together, pray together, fellowship together, songwrite together, eat together. That's pretty cool.
By the end of the day, you just got a sense that there were some extraordinary things going down.
It's just amazing. Just there by the fence.
Wow. It's been my privilege to be part of this whole project, and what I've been asked to do is simply to do some biblical teaching each morning about why justice and concern for the poor and worship songs and worship songwriters go together. They're the church's most influential theological teachers. People don't remember many of my talks long term, but the best of these songs, the theology that people actually end up knowing instinctively and easily recall. Suddenly, everything that happens on earth matters.
We went from that inspirational morning with him straight to writing, and everybody's anticipating, okay, how can we write something about, if you see poverty on earth, and it's not going to be in heaven, then it doesn't belong here now. And okay, how can we do our part? How do we write that in a song? How do we mobilize the church to think that way? And so we were all very, very inspired, and it simmered down after we got a little realistic about, not every song's going to say that, but it certainly opened up a lot of stuff in our hearts.
So now these are the teams for today. So team 1 in the library is Israel, Darlene and Michael W today. So again, let's just cook up some new ideas, whatever wants to come out, let's go for it. If you want to refine songs that you worked on yesterday, feel free to do that as well. But it still feels like stuff's coming out, doesn't it? So, team 1 in the library. Team 2 in the snug, which is this little room next door, as you know. Stu G, Graham K, Matt Redman. Sounds pretty hot. Team 3 in the office. Downstairs, Stephen CC, Paul Balouche. So we're going for pairs there, and team 4 will be Tim Hughes and Andy Park in the foyer. And again, we'll run till 12ish for feedback.
The only thing I wonder, do you think then when we sing Until the Day, do you think people will think that's what it meant? It meant I'm actually going to think of just about that day. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Scratch that.
What if it moved maybe the third of the bass? Like, what if the bass kept climbing? Maybe.
Oh,
or at least the walk humbly with you, God.
From the cross, sovereign grace. Freedom's cross, sovereign grace.
Freedom 1.
Well, I think we have to have cross though.
Okay.
Is this on the end of the Valley of Shadow?
Yeah, in the
valley of shadow, I will waste my sorrows. I will turn them.
I will turn them into praise, or could be some odd turn, or I will use them.
It feels like we need a line to set that.
Yeah, we do need to set that up. Yeah.
Jesus, we were just saying, I feel like God is giving us the best songs because up front we said we're going to give them all away.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was telling the guys, I've never been in so fertile of a week, ever in my life.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
You know how you get away to go right and you get one all week?
Yeah.
One good one?
And that principle, there's probably something in the Bible about that, isn't there?
I would think so.
It's so much easier to get good feedback and just go, yeah, that's awful, that's good.
Is this something we want to do annually? Have you thought about that?
I mean, I'm sort of letting that come out this week, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up for it. I know that the record company guys were really nervous. They're like, Martin, you're not going to do this every year, are you? The other thing to remember is that there's this whole team behind CompassionArt that have made this possible. So we've got the songwriters at the front end. They're at the front, in the front row, writing all these great tunes, hopefully. But we've got managers, publishers, copyright institutes, PRS, ASCAP. We've got record company executives that have all had to just say, hey Martin, we're in. Because if it wasn't for their support, as you can imagine, it's massively complicated. There's 6 publishers involved. They've all got agents, managers, publishers. So to bring them all together for like this moment where they've all got to surrender their own rights and legal stuff, and it's a big deal. And so for a whole year we've been working on all that.
I thought it would be the hardest thing I'd ever have to do in my life, ringing up the presidents of Christian record companies and asking their permission to use their artists in a charity project. Now I imagine they get that call pretty much every day of the week, and I didn't know what would make this any different to the calls they usually get. But I sort of bit the bullet, rang Bill Hearn at EMI Christian Music Group first and said, hi Bill, we've never spoken, but boy have I got something to ask you. And Bill instantly said, yes, I'm in.
My involvement in the project really came when Martin called me several months ago and shared his vision with me to assemble many of the great Christian songwriters from around the world to write songs for charity and give them away to raise money to help people in need. So I just really got very excited about that vision and agreed to do whatever I could to help him. From my position as head of EMI Music, I'm able to influence some of the other publishers around the world to allow their writers to come here and participate. So I supported with some legal input and some phone calls and just some discussions, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to do whatever I can to help Martin's vision.
It's incredibly exciting, and from all the charities that might be involved, we just want to make sure that we put the resources that come through the income stream from these songs to the best possible use.
These songs hopefully will be sung, and all the royalties will go straight into the charitable causes, and so it's amazing.
Obviously, it's a room full of people who have the utmost respect for each other, and and so any one of us, would be the first to kind of go, oh man, if that's the way God gave it to you, that's how you did it. So it really takes a guy like Jim saying, no, here's the exercise, let's do this, and let's just see what kind of fruit it produces.
I know what you mean. You could also be the cry of God's heart, could instead, it's in a sense, because not all mankind are crying out for justice.
Yeah.
To me, as the chorus, it's nice, but it kind of feels like it lacks that kind of grabbing you by the throat. I don't know if there's anything more.
You're right. It is weird, to feel that insecurity, because you sort of feel like, okay, well, I've kind of worked through a lot of those issues. I think I'm relaxed and confident, but then you get into this environment and you sort of feel like, man, I'm just lucky to be invited to the table. I think it's how a lot of us feel, is we just feel grateful to just be invited to this really special event.
It'd be interesting hearing it slowed down on the piano even.
And not only are we trying to, create the best songs, the best, and saying things the best way, but what's happening all underneath it is way down here somewhere, God's taking, little Stephen Curtis aside and saying, now about this issue of your insecurities and, your self-worth and all that. Remember, that's in me. That's the cross. Remember, that's the gospel. That's that whole message. So it's like all that's going on. And I got to believe, I'm hoping, I'm praying I'm not the only, completely immature one in the room. Maybe there's a few others that are dealing with some of the same issues. And so I think probably there's a whole lot more, because that's the way with God. It's like, yeah, you guys are writing your songs. That's great. I love that. But, I love every part of your heart just as much as I love those songs you're writing. So I'm going to deal with this thing too while I'm at it.
Creative people by nature have strong opinions, and sometimes we have sensitive egos about our work and so on. But I think here's been such a relaxed situation, and I think that's because there's a much bigger picture here. There is we're putting aside our sort of personal interests for the sake of the whole vision of writing these songs and what can be done with what those songs potentially earn, for the charities.
Matt Redman's great. I've written with Matt, and before this week, he's like, yeah, it doesn't really work, does it? No, it's not very good, is it? And you're sitting there going, you're saying that very politely, but you just shattered my whole idea. So there's an element of, wow, what's this going to be like? And after everybody sort of said, I like this, not kind of digging that, but let's try this. Now we're in a really, good zone.
Strength to find a way. And so with this one,
it's called Catch Me, isn't it?
Oh, Catch Me.
Called Catch Me.
Oh, Catch Me. Very kind of sketchy lyrics. It's just kind of more, we're just trying to fumble around themes and ideas. So he's kind of vertical.
You give me strength to find a way, give me hope to fight each day, and all I need is found in you. No matter what, da 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 da.
Shall we go? This is the school trip of the week. We've got some buses. We're all heading out to Glencoe, and hoping everybody's on time.
Well behaved.
Time's money. Everybody's been extremely well behaved, apart from a couple. A couple who have been a little bit, artistic.
Any names?
No, no names. But they know who they are. They know who they've been talked to. But no, in general, everybody's been extremely well behaved. But there's still 2 days to go, so you never know, do you?
Before coming here, I've totally believed that it's impossible for us to call ourselves worshipers and not be so moved in the area of justice. You know, when you get that close to the heart of God and hear what it's really beating for, it's beating for the broken and the oppressed and those who don't have a voice. And so to be able to be invited into such, I think, a magnificent and a historic event is really humbling for me.
We really need finance to make a difference in the lives of people who've been born in parts of the world where they're just not in a position to do the things that we take for granted, like food and clean water and education. You know, a lot of families don't even name their children in parts of the world because their child won't live. You know, I really do believe that this generation that is alive, all of us drawing breath together at the same time at this moment in history, actually do have a chance to say no more. This stops with us. And rather than just stand by and watch it happen and think, I wish I could do something more, we just go, hey, well, let's do something more.
Children pray, Lord, humbly seek your face. Return from our sin, Lord, you hear us as we pray.
Has that been demoed? So, you know, after you put the Lead Me to the Rock, can you just throw that down as well? Okay.
We definitely need to look for something like that.
We do straight after dinner.
Be great.
Yeah. That feels like the pocket.
It's just heavy to bear.
Okay.
Great song title. Please remember not to sing.
Did you just like write down song titles all day?
They appear.
My heart aches and all my tears. In the light of who you are, why would you draw me near? There's no greater honor, there's no greater treasure than to be known and loved by. Cool. To the rock that is higher than I. Lead me Lead me to the rock that is higher than I.
Wicked, man. That's amazing vocals, though. Wow. That's brilliant. Cool.
See, that there is the difference. Kendrick, he's a worker, he's on time. Session 4 and he's in there. Look, where are the other guys? Where are they?
Let's go.
Remember this moment, because that song feels classic. It does, it feels like you're going to hear it in 20 years.
From the top.
How do you feel wearing it, Jill?
Vulnerable.
I love wearing a kilt. I should have been Scottish.
One in my room. Let's go in the back.
Give me an inch.
I figured this was like a bling. This is like how JC would wear.
That's how we do it in New York.
Yo, yo.
I'm wearing a kilt for the first time ever. And I feel great about it.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing.
That's the Kendrick.
So this is the extra
Houghton.
pot.
Come on, Paul.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
We got that. Oh, haggis. Haggis. No, you just took it all. I mean, do we self-produce? You know, Israel, Michael, you and me. I've just been on the phone to a friend of mine, Les Moyer, and he's ringing Abbey Road, Real World and Olympic Studios right now to see if we can get some time in February, which is 4 weeks' time. This is mad. I don't know what's happening. It just seems that there's this 1 week in February that everybody can make. So this is bizarre. This is bizarre. Everybody's on the road other times, but there's this 1 week. So I think we're going to do it. I'm not sure, but I think we're going to do it.
Take
don't like it. That's too much fun, man.
Firstly, we can't really believe that we're actually here doing this so soon. Stage 2 wasn't really on the agenda so early on.
You're talking about getting 15 basic tracks.
Yeah.
Rhythm.
Who did the drum program on this?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can change everything else but the drum program. That's stay. We'll give it the chick test.
It's got to be the real thing, right?
You know, these worship leaders, you know, there's a wild side to them. You know, they get up there and we're all like, you know, oh, la, la, you know, it's all like that, but deep down there's a bit of a rock and roll thing trying to get out.
Ask Chris if he can come down here. We have a B3 problem.
Smitty,
Sorry.
what'd you do, man?
I was just rocking this thing back and forth, baby. Flipping that switch pretty hard. I mean, that's all I can figure.
There was demos made of each song, and so we had a good listen through to all of them and lived with them for a few days. And after a while, the special ones kind of jump out, and the ones that need a bit more work, you know, it's almost like you give them marks out of 10. And then again, there was this balance of tempo. So a lot of the songs were beautiful and classy and quality, and because of the people involved. But then, as I listen to a record, it can't all be the one tempo. You know, it has to be up tempo songs and that journey.
It's the word machine, otherwise known as Graham Kendrick. If you've got a lyric and no one else can help, maybe you can find the Graham team. You know, it's like he's like the A team all roll into one. He's the B.A. Baracus of worship songs.
Everything's just kind of hit the studio, right? And we have all these songs. And normally, in this process, you have a lot of time to polish stuff. You know, you might spend a few weeks. But this is all happening like bang now. So you have to sort of do your polishing with a electric buffer. You know, you got to really speed the process up. So I seem to have you know, inherited quite a few lyrics, which there's a few missing bits, or there's a few little bits which you think, that could be just a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing.
Majesty and mercy, meet me in this moment. How can it be that I have been chosen by the King? There's no greater honor, there's no greater treasure than to be known and loved by you. I am high.
We're going to be counting 5 songs today. It's 4:30, we've only done 1, but you know, we can catch up.
Hey!
Chris Tomlin wasn't able to make the retreat, and Chris is, he's well known for his energy and up songs, and that's like one of his strengths. And so he arrived in England on Tuesday.
Yesterday we scooted on down to Martin's house and we started working on had a little song idea that ended up being called Come to the Water. And it's turned out to be pretty special. Martin said, do you have any ideas? And I was like, so I threw out this one idea and it went into a completely, like, if you'd have heard my idea at the first and where the song ended, you wouldn't even recognize it. So that's really great. That's the beauty of getting with some friends in a room and start writing songs. Maybe the chorus doesn't say river in it.
Yeah. Oh. The river makes glad the city of our God. Just across the street.
There's a war going on.
Just across the street. That's cool.
Yeah, that could be anywhere, couldn't it?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Urban, yeah.
So we had some dinner together, played a little football, as y'all would call it. It's really called soccer.
Offsides.
I'm happy to write songs for charity and do that whole together thing, but when you lose at football, it's another.
It's serious, isn't it?
Chris Tomlin scored on us. He was on our team, man. I don't know if I like that.
Somebody was cheating.
As a rage is burning to an angry beat. I can feel the thirst, but there's no relief. We need a river.
So it's a little space there at the end of that
To the water, to the rivers run dry, and the fears come close.
I think that Come to Water it's got to be like an anthem.
Yeah.
It's got to be able to stand alone.
Chris brought an idea, and I don't know, 3 or 4 of us sat around and we just, went at this thing, and I think it's come out really, really well. But that was just yesterday afternoon, and it's being recorded today or tomorrow.
Come to the water, come to the waters of life. It will never run dry. Come to the water, come.
I've been walking around texting some of my friends and going, unreal that I'm in this room. I feel very honored and humbled to be in the room with all these people.
Check it out, dude!
Yeah, this is the last day, and we're looking to record 4 and a bit songs today, which I think is realistic, and the guys have really gelled now.
It ought to really have that kind of contrast to it. That's just like a big.
We got 3 tracks down on the first day, as well as a bit of setting up. And then yesterday we had a wonderful day. Thursday we got 5 tracks down, and the team had really gelled, and the sound was amazing.
By midnight tonight we would have been done. We can't do any more, this is it.
We're going for it. And I think tonight will be a late night, and but we're confident to get it done.
It's a hit.
So, coming.
Got it figured out.
We're getting there. Ready?
Some music just touches people's ears, some music touches people's hearts. This music is actually going to touch lives. I think the songs are going to affect lives, but I think ultimately even the proceeds from these albums, from this whole CompassionArt initiative, is going to be seen on the ground in different parts of the world, affecting the poor and the forgotten, and that's what's cool about it to me.
This is Africa. This is amazing. So we're going to go and visit some people where they're actually living here, so this is going to be a real adventure for us. I think we're going to make it somehow.
Is that four-wheel drive?
It's our four-wheel drive buggy, yeah.
See how far we get.
It's a long way from Abbey Road. We're good, yeah. I think what's important for Anna and I, and many couples we know back home, is that we want our children to grow up with a different DNA that we grew up with. So we want it to be in their blood that we're alive to help other people, not to just make life better for ourselves, but we want them to get a sense to see it, to smell it, feel it, meet these kids, and to realise they're on the earth to actually make a difference, not just to make an amazing life for themselves and have a career. But this is what we're here for. This is worship. This is worship in its pure form. Good morning. Morning, boy. Thank you for singing on these songs. It's a real honour for us to have you sing on it. So your voices are going to be heard all around the world.
There is always a song, and I'll try to sing along over you.
The whole idea of CompassionArt is that we basically help support these kids growing up properly and these projects. Every time that you are in church and singing those songs, that money is going to come directly to projects like this all around the world. I mean, I find that really, really exciting, that music that we made back in Scotland is actually going to come straight to these kids. And so we're going to be doing similar things like this all around the world, not just in Africa, but in India too, and Cambodia, and just all over the world. We're going to take this money and do some great stuff.
I hardly know your name. I didn't come to save you. Your smile just